February 21st, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a high-speed chase through several towns yesterday, a search suspended for a missing kayaker, more burial sites found in a New Canaan development, and much more. Frank Granito will have a look at the forecast and later on a Nutmeg sports update. But first, a 22-year-old New Haven man was arrested after leading police on a high-speed chase through several towns early Monday morning in a stolen vehicle. After they caught him, police charged Emilio Davila with reckless driving, engaging police in pursuit, driving without a license, as well as larceny and reckless endangerment. According to state police, a trooper clocked Davila speeding on I-95 at about 12:30 in the morning on I-95 southbound near exit 41. The trooper said Davila was driving a tan Honda Civic at 90 miles per hour. Davila reportedly did not pull over for that officer and instead sped up to 106 miles per hour before driving onto the Route 15 connector and then onto Route 15 southbound. There he continued to speed. Another officer put spike strips at the southbound exit 49 ramp on Route 15, and Davila hit the stop sticks with the car's passenger side front tire. Still, he continued to lead troopers on a chase. He exited Route 15 at exit 48 and continued south on Main Street in Trumbull and into Bridgeport. He took a left onto Oxford Street in Bridgeport and finally stopped at a dead end. He gave up without incident and was handcuffed by a Trumbull officer and turned over to state police. Police say that Davila admitted to stealing the car in Middletown just 4 days earlier. And in other news, Milford police are investigating the untimely death Monday of a 39-year-old Milford woman who lived in public housing. Police spokesman Mike DeVito said there was no evidence of foul play, but police are investigating because of the woman's young age. DeVito said police hope to know more after the cause of death has been determined, and you can look for updates at milfordmirror.com. And in New Canaan, 2 people were injured in a 2-car accident around 1:30 Monday afternoon at the intersection of New Norwalk Road, Carter Street, and the Merritt Parkway interchange. One woman was taken to the hospital by New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps, and another was being treated at the scene. Neither injury appeared life-threatening. A witness at the scene said that a car driving north on New Norwalk Road was making a left-hand turn toward the Merritt Parkway southbound entrance ramp and had a green arrow traffic signal. The car was hit in the front right by a car heading south on Route 123, according to that witness. New Canaan police were on scene controlling traffic yesterday and conducting an investigation. New Canaan Fire and Norwalk Fire were also on the scene and taking care of the motor vehicle fluids that had spilled onto the road. You can check for updates on that story at ncadvertiser.com. And 2 fugitives wanted by Georgia police on multiple charges of identity thefts have been arrested nearly 1,000 miles away, living in Woodbridge. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that Aliyat Elatuv, 34 years old, and her husband, 53-year-old Elihu Sharit, 53, was wanted by Fulton County, Georgia sheriffs for more than 50 counts of identity theft and fraud in the greater Atlanta area. Woodbridge police were tipped off by Georgia authorities that the couple were living in town. Local police tracked them both down and took them into custody. The 2 were held at the Woodbridge Police Department without bond when the couple was later transported to New Haven Superior Court for their arraignments and future extradition to Georgia. Georgia is about 1,000 miles away from Woodbridge by car. It's about a 15-hour drive. And searchers in Montville, Connecticut yesterday found the kayak taken on a fishing trip by a man who is still missing. The Coast Guard, after intense efforts Monday, have suspended the search for 31-year-old Lyle DeGenius of Montville. Authorities say the kayak was found near the Yale Boathouse on the Thames River and was identified by his family. DeGenius was later seen Sunday morning as he left his house to go fishing in his 11-foot-long kayak. His family notified Montville police that he had not come back late Sunday. His car was found at the boat launch with no boat or fishing gear. Police and the Coast Guard were searching the area with boats and a helicopter since early Monday. and a training session and demonstration on how to acquire and administer Narcan and discuss legislative efforts and other resources to combat the opioid crisis will be held on Tuesday, March 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the South Norwalk Library on Washington Street. The event is hosted by State Representatives Gail Lavielle, Fred Wilms, and Terry Wood, and it's sponsored by the Human Services Council and Silver Hill Hospital. Free Narcan kits will be distributed courtesy of Silver Hill Hospital, and the event is open to the public. In New Canaan, investigators at a development site have found 3 human burial plots, part of an 1800s burial ground, and found another 13 burial sites where remains had been removed. The archaeological investigation of burial ground within the approved Merritt Village construction site unearthed some interesting findings. 2 of the sites from which human remains were removed many years ago, presumably for reburial elsewhere, contained fragments of human remains. Those fragments were left in place by investigators. Those are the findings in the new Archaeological Investigators of the Maple Street Burial Grounds report dated February 16th, which was conducted by Historical Perspectives, Inc. for the Merritt Village property owners. The report has been submitted to the New Canaan Planning and Zoning Department and will be the subject of a public hearing that's scheduled for February 28th at Town Hall. But you can get a lot more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. Let's switch gears now, throw it over to Frank Granito for a look at the forecast, which is pretty good news as far as I can tell.
Yeah, looking more and more like spring each day now, as we'll have plenty of sunshine again today, Kate. Warm conditions outside. Temperatures back up into the low 50s. There'll be some cloud cover moving in later this evening, and there is a chance for showers later on carrying through overnight. Mild out tonight, temperatures in the high 30s, and those on and off showers continue into Wednesday morning. We'll see a passing shower or 2 tomorrow morning before another warm and mild afternoon around Fairfield County. Sunny skies throughout the afternoon, expected high of 52 degrees. Mostly cloudy overnight again. Temperatures up in the mid-40s though. Warm weather will continue on into the second half of this week, as Thursday could be the warmest day all week long, with temperatures in the low to mid-60s. Partly sunny during the day, and then again cloud cover increasing later on in the afternoon into the evening. Temperatures dropping down into the 40s overnight, and there is a chance of a passing shower overnight, but it's looking like the end of the week is going to be rain-filled as those spring showers are starting to head our way, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we have your Nutmeg Sports Update and more local news after this.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars.
Wow.
Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
It's all about meeting goals this year, and Trinity CrossFit of Ridgefield has experienced trainers, top-of-the-line equipment, and a newly renovated space to help get you there. Offering more classes per day than any other CrossFit gyms in the area, we cater to all fitness levels. Our coaches have a combined 10 years of experience in CrossFit, and as competitors themselves, Trinity coaches can get you ready for competition in 2017. Visit our convenient location on Route 7, Danbury Road, or find out more at trinitycrossfit.com.
Whether you're looking for the freshest seafood, the perfect steak, or want to share delicious appetizers, look no further than the Stone's Throw in Seymour. Chef Peter Hom has more than 30 years of experience creating original recipes in his American eclectic style. Our dishes are made from scratch with fresh, local ingredients that pair perfectly with a seasonal craft beer, a signature cocktail, or your favorite wine. When you visit our Riverside location, you'll feel like you're on vacation when you're only a stone's throw from home. Visit us on Roosevelt Drive in Seymour or at stonesThrowCT.com. At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Tuesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. No Donald Ang in studio today. He is off, so no history, Frank. So we're going to throw it right over to your Nutmeg Sports Update.
Thank you, Kate, and let's start by congratulating the Week 6 Athlete of the Week winners here on the HAN Network. First was Kim Kokenmeister of the girls' Greenwich basketball team. She scored 26 points, including 17 in the first half, to power the Greenwich basketball team to a 53-49 win over Wilton on Friday and qualify for the FCX tournament. We want to thank Paul Silverfarb of the Greenwich Sentinel for that photo of Kim. For the boys, it was Jack Conley of New Canaan Track and Field, who made it back-to-back championships in as many weeks, winning the Class L shot put title with a throw of 48 feet and 1 inch on Saturday in New Haven. She was the only thrower who reached 48 feet, surpassing the mark on his second and third throws. Conley also won the FCX championship the week before. So congratulations to both Kim and Jack. We'll have this week's nominees for you this afternoon on Nutmeg Sports. Yesterday afternoon, the HAN Network was live at the Dorothy Hamill skating rink. We had the Greenwich Cardinals and the Darien Blue Wave, a matchup of the two defending FCX champions, as they were playing out a game with major playoff implications on the line. It was a 3-1 win for the Greenwich Cardinals, which qualified them for this year's FCX tournament. They got goals from Kevin Wright, Mac Bogger, and Trevor Disbennett. Colby Ravosa scored for the Blue Wave, who are still looking to clinch a spot in the playoffs. So let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday.
Greenwich, Connecticut. John Kovac with Frank Gradito as the HAN Network brings you FCX hockey on a President's Day afternoon. Shot there for the Cardinals by Bogger. Rebound is loose, and a one-timer fired in by Kevin Wright. Wright just in the right place.
And we talked about it, how aggressive Wright wants to be.
Loose in front. Darien has it. Point shot. Score! Colby Ravosa with 19.2 seconds. Fires a long shot through a ton of traffic, Frank.
That was a seeing eye puck and a twine-seeking missile.
Side by Presley. There's the headman pass for Bogger. Bogger scores! And he's letting the fans join in the celebration. As just 4 minutes into this third period, he gives Greenwich a 2-1 lead.
Teams, Johnny.
Oliver Fulton behind the net to a long point, trying to score! And Trevor Disbennett from the point gives the home Greenwich Cardinals a 3-1 lead with 4:19 left in regulation. Sedge, we got a loose puck, shoveled ahead too, and that's it. And the Greenwich Cardinals celebrate wildly as they have beaten the Darien Blue Wave 3-1. They are now tied with 13 points with Darien and with St. Joseph.
So congrats again to the Cardinals. Again, they've clinched a spot in the FCX tournament, now up to 4th place with one more game remaining. They'll play Stanford West Hill this afternoon. Stanford West Hill and Darien looking to battle it out for that final playoff spot. We'll know tomorrow morning who has qualified for the tournament, and we will have a full update for you on Nutmeg Sports tomorrow afternoon. Don't forget, tonight we have got the girls basketball semifinals on the HAN Network at 6 o'clock. It's number 2 Ridgefield and number 3 Stanford, followed by number 1 Trumbull and number 5 Fairfield Ward at 7:45. Kevin Coleman will join me at 2 o'clock this afternoon on Nutmeg Sports. We'll have a full preview and highlights from the quarterfinals in the girls basketball tournament. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports update. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other local news, Save the Children, based in Fairfield, today announced that lifelong educator Dr. Jill Biden has been elected chair of the Board of Trustees in the U.S. Dr. Biden will succeed Ann Mulcahy, former CEO of Xerox, who served as chair since 2010. For the past 8 years, Dr. Biden served as the Second Lady of the United States while also continuing to teach as a full-time English professor at Northern Virginia Community College. According to Save the Children, children, Biden has been a role model and prominent voice on advancing the status of women and girls globally, especially as it relates to education. During her White House tenure, she traveled to nearly 40 countries, visiting almost every region of the world. Dr. Biden and Carolyn Miles recently visited Save the Children programming at Linden Elementary School in Linden, Tennessee. More on that story at any of our HAN Network news sites. And state officials and recycling advocates today launched a new campaign to increase recycling of plastic bags and wraps, noting that a survey finds most people in Connecticut are not yet aware of where and what to recycle. Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection Commissioner Rob Klee announced the campaign at a Price Chopper store in Middletown, one of the many retail stores that accept plastic bags and wraps for recycling in storefront bins. Officials pointed out that plastic bags and wraps should not be placed in curbside recycling bins because the plastic film can cause significant problems with machinery at recycling facilities. Instead, those plastic bags can be returned to about 200 local grocery and retail stores in the state. A recent survey of Connecticut residents found that only half are aware that certain plastic items should be brought to the grocery store to ensure proper recycling. Plus, few residents are aware of the various types of plastic bags that can be recycled, but residents can learn more at plasticfilmrecycling.org. And in other news, Ridgefield parents continue to push for later start times at Ridgefield High School. Parents at Monday night's Board of Education meeting said they're tired of hearing board members say they support later start times at Ridgefield High, only to hide behind budgetary constraints as an excuse for inactivity. Dozens of other parents have spoken at previous meetings advocating to make the change a top priority for district administrators. Board member Doug Silver raised his own concerns about the direction of the 2017-18 school year budget addressing students' health and wellness. In the meeting's operating budget presentation, Superintendent Dr. Karen Baldwin did not include later start times at the high school as part of that plan. But you can get more information at theridgefieldpress.com. And Darien Dash, a town-wide scavenger hunt hosted by the Darien Youth Commission, will open registration on Monday, February 27th. A town-wide scavenger hunt hosted by the Youth Commission, that hunt takes place on March 11th from 1 to 3 p.m. Teams partaking in the hunt will compete to score the most points by answering town-based riddles and visiting participating merchants based on clues. The Darien Dash begins at the Town Hall Gym with check-in time starting at 12:30. It then ends at the Depot Youth Center on Heights Road. Participation in the Darien Dash is open to all ages, but does require a vehicle and a driver to travel about town. You can get a lot more information at thedarientimes.com. And on Sunday, Connecticut Fallen Heroes Foundation crowned Jillian Duffy as Miss Trumbull 2017, an official Miss America preliminary. 4 women vied for the title of Miss Trumbull, competing in 5 different phases of competition: private interview, talent, lifestyle and fitness in swimsuit, onstage question, and evening wear. All the women who competed made a commendable effort and gave respectable recognition to their personal platforms. Duffy, who's 20 years old, studies at Southern Connecticut State University and will be competing for the title of Miss Connecticut on June 23rd. Duffy's personal platform is Jillian's Journey, Pediatric Cancer Awareness. You can get more information at trumbulltimes.com. We're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for InSports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit InSportsCenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the President's Day event and Ram Truck Month, now through February 28th.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to this Tuesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top stories we're following today, including a 22-year-old New Haven man was arrested after leading police on a high-speed chase through several towns early Monday morning in a stolen car. After they caught him, police charged Emilio Davila with reckless driving, engaging police in pursuit, as well as driving without a license, larceny, and reckless endangerment. According to state police, a trooper clocked Davila speeding on I-95 about 12:30 in the morning. He was near exit 41. The trooper said Davila was driving a tan Honda Civic at 90 miles per hour. Davila reportedly did not pull over for that officer and instead sped up to 106 miles per hour before driving onto the Route 15 connector and then onto Route 15 southbound. There, he continued to speed away. Another officer put spike strips at the southbound exit 49 ramp on Route 15, and Davila hit the stop sticks with the car's passenger side front tire. Still, he continued to lead troopers on a chase. He exited Route 15 at exit 48 and continued south on Main Street in Trumbull and then into Bridgeport. He took a left onto Oxford Street in Bridgeport and finally stopped at a dead end. He then gave himself up to police without incident and was taken into custody by a Trumbull officer before being turned over to state police. Police say that Davila admitted to stealing the car in Middletown 4 days earlier. And Milford police are investigating an untimely death Monday of a 39-year-old Milford woman who was living in public housing. Police spokesman Mike DeVito said there was no evidence of foul play, but police are investigating because of the woman's young age. DeVito said police hope to know more after the cause of death has been determined. You can look for updates at milfordmirror.com. And in New Canaan, 2 people were injured in a 2-car accident around 1:30 Monday afternoon at the intersection of New Norwalk Road, Carter Street, and the Merritt Parkway interchange. One woman was taken to the hospital by New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps, and another was being treated at the scene. Neither's injuries appeared to be life-threatening. A witness at the scene said that a car driving north on Route 123 was making a left-hand turn toward the Merritt Parkway entrance ramp and had a green arrow at the time, but the car was hit in the front by a car heading south on Route 123. New Canaan police were on scene controlling traffic at the time and conducting an investigation. New Canaan Fire and Norwalk Fire were also on the scene and taking care of motor vehicle fluids on the road. And in other news, 2 fugitives wanted by Georgia police on multiple charges of identity thefts have been arrested nearly 1,000 miles away, living in Woodbridge. Hearst Connecticut media reports that 34-year-old Elalette Elatuve and her husband, 53-year-old Elihu Sharit, were wanted by Fulton County, Georgia sheriffs for more than 50 counts of identity theft and fraud in the greater Atlanta area. Woodbridge police were tipped off by Georgia authorities that the couple were living in town. Local police tracked down the 2 suspects and took them into custody. They were held at the Woodbridge Police Department without bond until being transported to New Haven Superior Court for their arraignments and extradition to Georgia. Fulton County in Georgia is about 1,000 miles away from Woodbridge. By car, that's about a 15-hour drive. And searchers in Montville, Connecticut yesterday found the kayak taken on a fishing trip by a man who is still missing. The Coast Guard, after intense efforts Monday, have suspended the search for 31-year-old Lyle DeGenius of Montville. Authorities say the kayak was found near the Yale Boathouse on the Thames River and was identified by his family. DeGenius was last seen Sunday morning as he left his house to go fishing in his 11-foot-long kayak. His family notified Montville police that he had not come back late Sunday. His car was found at the boat launch with no boat or fishing gear inside. Police and the Coast Guard were searching the area with boats and a helicopter on Monday. And a training session and demonstration on how to acquire and administer Narcan and discuss legislative efforts and other resources to combat the opioid crisis will be held on Tuesday, March 7th from 6 to 8 at the South Norwalk Library on Washington Street. That event is being hosted by State Representatives Gail Lavielle, Fred Wilms, and Terry Wood, and it's sponsored by the Human Services Council and Silver Hill Hospital. Free Narcan kits will be distributed courtesy of Silver Hill Hospital. That event is open to the public. Let's switch gears now, get one final look at the forecast with Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Again, sunny out today, warm conditions. We'll see a low in the 50s, some cloud cover moving in later on this evening, and there is a chance starting late tonight that'll carry through into Wednesday morning. A passing shower or 2 tomorrow morning before a warmer and milder afternoon around the county. Sunny skies later in the day and an expected high of 52 degrees. Mostly cloudy overnight, but temperatures still up in the mid-40s as the warm weather continues into the second half of the week. Thursday could be our warmest day of all week. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s, partly sunny during the day. There's some cloud cover moving in later on as temperatures drop back down to the 40s. Chance for a shower or 2 overnight on Thursday that will carry into Friday as the week comes to an end. That's going to do it for this weather. Back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. And you know, it's a busy time right now in FCX sports. We have Nutmeg sports at 2 o'clock and then girls basketball semifinals tonight.
That's right. We've got the girls basketball semis tonight, girls hockey semis tomorrow, championship on Thursday. So a lot going on as we are into the full February frenzy, as Eric is calling it now.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we will see you for your coffee break tomorrow at 11. Have a great day.